irrelevant or irrelevant. Okay? So the word relevance in the theme can also be replaced or substituted by such words as importance, such words as value, and such word as the most important one, impact. Okay? So what is the relevance of CUNAA? What's the economic relevance of CUNAA? What's the economic importance of CUNAA? What is the economic value of CUNAA? What's the economic impact of CUNAA? You can take it whatever you like. So these are the things, what it is. The theme is the economic relevance of CUNAA. And I'm saying, what is the economic relevance of CUNAA? What is the economic importance of CUNAA? What's the economic impact of CUNAA? Okay? Okay, it does seem to me that the spiritual and the social relevance of CUNAA as a body to its members is quite easy to see. But what is the economic relevance of CUNAA to all seated here, especially to all graduates and maybe non-graduates who are here? Graduates of maybe the last 10 years and all the non-graduates here, both group of people make up about 90% of all that are seated here today. What is the economic relevance of CUNAA to you? And that's a good question to ask. So in order to find out answers to these questions, I actually called the president, to ask from him what is the mission and the vision and the purpose of CUNAA, because at that point in time, I realized I didn't even know this. So I called for this, and he sent me the constitution of the CUNAA. So I read the constitution. Looking to see if there were any article, object, or clauses in the constitution that speak to economic prosperity, economic development, because that's where it starts. Praise the Lord. Okay. So why did I do this? Because where there's no economic development, there cannot be economic prosperity. Now, where there's no economic prosperity, there cannot be economic relevance. Okay? I asked for the constitution because I wanted to understand what are the policy trusts articulated to harness or actualize the economic objectives, if there are any at all. What economic activities are included or excluded from the CUNAA article or constitution that can help bring CUNAA into economic relevance, first to its members and then to the society at large. Okay, here are my findings. Okay, which is gratifying actually. In section 4, which talks about the aims and objectives of the CUNAA, number 3 says to help meet the spiritual, social, and material needs of members, and where necessary, those of non-members. So I took note of the word or the phrase material need there. The fourth objective says to establish and float necessary committees or other bodies in furtherance of our objectives. 7, to be involved in such economic, social, and other sectors of the community life with a view of impacting positively thereon. 8, to organize workshops, conventions, conferences, seminars, symposia, and other activities in pursuance of her aims and objectives. And 11, to set up trusts and foundations for the benefit of her members or pursuant to the attainment of our objectives. So it is quite clear that within the constitution of the CUNAA can be found objectives that spoke to economic development and economic prosperity. Okay? And then section 5, which spoke about special activities. Number 6 object there says, organize any other activity it shall deem fit, provided such activity is necessary to realize any of our objectives. So it's quite clear that the association has objectives targeted towards economically developing its membership. However, not much can be said other than that. CUNAA has been unable to lift itself from the mundane things. So pardon me, because these are personal opinion which I believe a lot of us share. And why is that? because there has been no meaningful means of sustenance. Members are begged to pay their dues, and many don't even see the need to do so. Till date, CUNAA begs for money to pay its bills. Very hard to swallow. Initiatives of economic importance, when implemented, do not yield desired results because they were not thoroughly thought through. Inadequate consultation has resulted in lack of buy-in on such initiatives. Members are not putting their money where their mouth is, or members have not backed up their words with their resources. Also, there's been lack of participation arising from lack of enthusiasm, which has meant that senior members who are of means have left CUNAA to the younger, still settling members. The CUNAA does not have identifiable value proposition and hence has not been able to attract the followership that the founding fathers have envisaged. Finally, CUNAA is in denial as to its relevance, both to members and to society. So we think that we are very relevant to members. We think we are very relevant to society. For me personally, I think we are in denial. But so, like I said, these are banters I'm throwing. The things I've said are things that I think that people should look at objectively. I want to see to the growth and development of CUNAA. And I believe all of us who are here, that's what we really want to do. I do some reading, and actually recently I got Wealthy Sam's book. By the way, when I was told that I would be taking this, I said, no, give it to Wealthy Sam's. He's the one that talks about economy and wealth. Me, I talk about business. I teach people how to do business. I don't talk about economy. I don't talk about wealth creation. Go and meet Sam. That's what I told Sister Edith when she told me about this. But so I've been reading his book, and somewhere he talks about relationships being defined by the value that people see. Actually, relationships are built by value creation. The value I bring and the value that you bring. So I am coming into an association hoping to get value. But I must also bring value with me. Right? So we all come with value and we can also draw value. So if you are involved in any association, any relationship that you cannot get any value from, it will be a waste of time for you to continue to be in that association or in that union. It's a waste of time. So value is very, very important. CUNAA must be able to create value for people, and that value must be there for people to see. So when they come in, they can take value as they also give value. Okay, so that said, what's the way forward? Okay, I think I've got like 5 minutes now. What's the way forward? Let me just quickly go there. The National Executive Committee, with support from the Board of Trustees, must, one, take another look at the CUNAA value proposition. Its vision and missions must be capable of enthusing them. I mean, the Board of Trustees and the NEC. The visions and the mission of CUNAA must be capable of enthusing them, first of all, and also enthusing members and every other stakeholder. So if the value proposition is not capable of enthusing us, we will not be excited about it. So they must take another look at that. They must set or refresh specific economic objectives and economic development goals for the CUNAA. They must articulate policies or plans for developing CUNAA and its members economically. And then they must also make action plans and timelines for achieving the plans, and this must be agreed and documented. I know that a few ideas, including a cooperative and microfinance and all such, have been bandied around. These vehicles have been effectively explored and deployed by some organizations and some ministries in the country to very good and great successes. It sure be nice for graduating members of the CU UNIBEN to be able to obtain financing for their winning business ideas. I saw these young graduates introduce themselves yesterday and this morning. Fantastic entrepreneurs. I know all these things lined up here are entrepreneurial endeavors by both CU UNIBEN members and young CUNAA members. It would be nice if they can approach a CUNAA finance bank to get a loan, a facility to do that. Thank you very much. It would be nice. Or maybe for people who have graduated in the last 10, 15 years who are doing a job, and whatever, to be able to approach our microfinance bank for a mortgage finance. It sure be nice. I live in the United Kingdom. There's nowhere you're going to have cash to buy your own house or to build your own house. Very few people buy land to build house in the United Kingdom. You just go to the bank and take a mortgage. And it should sure be nice for us to have a vehicle through which people here can have. How many of us would like to own a house, just take a mortgage? And of course we want to do that. It sure be nice for us to be able to float a micro. Okay, let me give you an instance. I know I've got 3 minutes. There's a company or an outfit right now called the Mortgage Refinancing Company of Nigeria. How many of us have heard about that? Only 2 people. Mortgage Refinancing Company of Nigeria. It was established in 2013, I think. Just like 4 years ago. What do these people do? They're going to be doing it the way they do it in America and some other Western world. Banks will give mortgage financing to people. So you go to a bank, you get mortgage financing, you buy your own house, and then the banks will sell all these mortgages to the Mortgage Refinancing Company of Nigeria. So that's an incentive for banks to lend to people who want to buy their houses. So because we found out that the government alone cannot cater for the housing need of Nigerians, they need the banks, they need mortgage banks and other people to come into that sector, to that's what you call it, to help out. And for them to be encouraged to come out to do so, they set up that mortgage refinance. So you don't have to bother whether when you give money to Brother Kerry to buy a house, whether he's going to pay back. Because once they give you the money, they'll sell that mortgage to the mortgage refinancing bank. You get? So shouldn't we be playing in that sector if we set up a microfinance bank and then we can give mortgage to everybody here as they graduate? Once they get a job, they can come. We give them mortgage because they are CUNAA members. And after that, transfer that to the mortgage refinancing company. That's a great idea. I don't know how come we don't see it. Or we have a corporate, and we've had CUNAA graduating, CU UNIBEN graduating people since the last 50 years. So if we've been graduating only 50 people every year, we will have thousands of members by now. And we are all contributing to a cooperative. And then in 3 years, we will have £1 billion in our cooperative, with which we can do a lot of things. These things are so easy. How come we don't see it? I think that this is the way to go. There are suggestions that I trust that the ESCO and the Board of Trustees would look into. So in conclusion, I want to say there's much that the